It's so beautiful. First of all, that opening was amazing. The animation is completely new, but you know, the audio is pretty much the same thing, but they added a few things here and there, like Greg over here with that little guitar strum. It was freaking great. It's a tiny thing, but it makes a difference. So you're watching the new opening and you're like, "Oh man, the feels," and suddenly bam, Connie's holding Rose's sword. What the hell? That was foreshadowing if there ever was any. Cool touch. Onion is on a rooftop. Steven and Connie are kind of like perfecting this synchronization that they have, and it's really gonna help them along the way when they want to fuse. If they're gonna fuse at all, but like I'm pretty sure we're gonna get to see Stevani again. And even more so now that we saw what happened at the end of the episode, I'm gonna move on to that. I'm not sure how much time has transpired between the season 1 finale and this episode, but I'm guessing it's been quite a while because Steven's ability to conjure up his shield has gotten a lot better. Not only can he conjure up his shield, he can actually do the bubble thing simultaneously. That Pearl musical number, oh my god. The feels, man, the lyrics and the tune, the whole way the entire sequence flowed, it felt like a Disney movie. And we got these feels moments that I just did not expect. Seriously, it became all about Rose and Pearl's relationship, and basically confirming that they kind of had this relationship. We don't know if it was completely requited. I don't know if Rose Quartz felt the same way about Pearl romantically, but that's what it seems. I did not expect Connie to turn out to be such a badass. Like, I knew she wasn't, this sort of background character. I knew she wasn't a pushover because we saw her fight her own clone in that episode where they go into Rose's room to recreate that book they were reading together. But I did not see this coming. Now that I see this episode, I completely understand why she was holding Rose's sword. Perhaps she's better qualified than Steven to be wielding it, and makes sense, really. Then there's this part in the training where Steven helps Connie fight Pearl, and they have this flawless teamwork. Like, Connie slashing away, and when Pearl's gonna strike, Steven comes by like, BAM! Shield in your face. Now that I see how synchronized Steven and Connie have become, and how basically they've showed that Connie's the one that's going to be wielding Rose's sword while Steven has a shield, I'm pretty sure that there's going to come a point where instead of Steven wielding both the weapons, we're actually going to see them fight together side by side, and then there's gonna be this situation where Steven's gonna be pushed to a limit and they're gonna fuse into Stevani. I'm looking forward to it. I'm calling it now. It's gonna happen. Just wait for it. In my previous video, I made the observation that Steven was at some point gonna grow up and wield Rose's sword and a shield and ride the line and whatever. But now that I'm thinking that Stevani is more likely to be wielding both of these things at the same time, seeing how Connie's getting the sword and Steven has the shield, I don't know how the lion's gonna fit into this whole scenario. I mean, the lion's pretty big, but Stevani was pretty tall. So I don't know if riding the lion is gonna be as viable as it was for Steven by himself. But I don't know. I think it could work. Maybe we haven't really seen Stevani standing next to the lion, so it could work. Interesting thing, Connie for some reason looks like a bit like a Gerudo. I don't know if there's some Zelda fans in the house, but she kind of reminds me of that attire that the Gerudo women would wear. There's still so much we don't know about that lion. It's crazy. That's probably one of the biggest mysteries right now in Steven Universe. They've confirmed so much, but he's still so vague and smoke and mirrors. We don't know anything. I mean, we know that there's something to do with Rose. That's where Steven found all of Rose's stuff. It's pink, okay, and it showed Steven where to find Rose's weapons. We don't know if the lion is a part of Rose's conscience. we don't really know anything about where this lion came from, and I think that's gonna be crucial to the plot in season 2, probably near the end. That was my face watching this entire episode. I just couldn't hold it back. Seeing Pearl fight for Rose, it just broke my heart. In this one part in the Pearl War flashback, we see this character. I mean, it looks like Jasper. We don't know if it is, but it would be interesting if it were, because that would mean that she actually survived the first war and she went back to Homeworld. Maybe other gems were also around at the time, survived and went back to Homeworld. Maybe there's still a lot of gems on Earth that haven't been discovered or reassembled. I mean, we do have pieces of crystal gems. We saw that in Garnet's room. She has the bubbles floating around, and there's pieces of crystal gems inside them. And of course, there's all the monsters that Steven and the crystal gems have defeated, which have been confirmed to be other crystal gems that got corrupted. Now, we don't know if it's possible to reverse this process. I'm guessing that Steven at some point is gonna figure out how to reverse this, because he does have Rose Quartz's abilities. There's no way the crystal gems can actually take on all the homeworld gems. I mean, Jasper and Peridot, they were just like messengers basically. But there's probably hundreds, thousands, I don't know how many gems on Homeworld. So any help that the crystal gems can get will be necessary in this conflict, and maybe fixing corrupt gems and reassembling the broken ones will be a part of that effort. Thank you so much for watching my video, guys. Remember to like. If you want, you can subscribe. I'll be making more of these videos like every week. So if you want to hear more of these impressions, reviews, and predictions, remember to subscribe and come back whenever you like. As always, Seth Blizzard here. Thank you for watching. Have a good one.